Survival Showdown. Would you rather? What would you choose? Most people chose sleep on a bed of live, buzzing wasps for a week. What would you choose? Most people chose only drink soda that's been sitting in the sun for 48 hours. What would you choose? Most people chose camp under a tree that drops sticky honey every 5 minutes. What would you choose? Most people chose carry a backpack full of squirming earthworms as your only snack. What would you choose? Most people chose traverse a path where every step makes you hiccup loudly. What would you choose? Most people chose build a shelter out of ice that melts whenever you sneeze. What would you choose? Most people chose wear shoes made of raw onions that constantly tear up your eyes. What would you choose? Most people chose spend a day with a swarm of tiny, invisible mosquitoes buzzing in your ears. What would you choose? Most people chose sleep on a floor of cold, squirming slugs that leave a slime trail. What would you choose? Most people chose drink a cup of coffee brewed with burnt toast grounds all day. What would you choose? Most people chose wear a jacket made of wet lettuce that wilts and drips constantly. What would you choose? Most people chose carry a compass that spins wildly whenever you hear a bird call. What would you pick? Tell us in the comments. What would you choose? Most people chose camp beside a pond that erupts tiny geysers of cold water every minute. What would you choose? Most people chose eat a bowl of cold, mushy peas that squeak with every bite. What would you choose? Most people chose wear socks infused with itching powder for an entire trek. What would you choose? Most people chose spend a night in a hammock made of wet hair that sticks to you. What would you choose? Most people chose camp on a blanket of cold, squirming earthworms that wiggle under you. What would you choose? Most people chose drink a jug of water flavored with crushed pine needles and beetle juice. What would you choose? Most people chose put on pants stitched from sticky, fresh squeezed orange peel. What would you choose? Most people chose construct a hut out of soggy cardboard that collapses with every gust. What would you choose? Most people chose walk through a tunnel of low-frequency hum that makes your ears ring. What would you choose? Most people chose eat a bowl of cold, mushy peas that squeak with each bite. What would you choose? Most people chose toad a sack filled with endlessly wriggling jelly-like slugs. What would you choose? Most people chose set up camp on sand that shifts underfoot, swallowing your boots slowly. Drop your toughest pick in the comments, smash that follow button, and let the debate begin.